Okay, let's go ahead and talk about revisions. Now, revisions has a good side and it has a bad side. Let's talk about the bad side first. The bad side of revisions is if you are doing a lot of different revisions and you have a lot of pages, by saving the revisions, you're actually saving extra copies of that page into your database. So in other words, for this services page, we already have 5 revisions, so there's 5 copies of this page in the database. Now for a small site, it's really not that big of a deal, but if you have a bigger site and you have a lot of pages and you have a lot of revisions enabled, it can slow down your database and therefore make your site slower. So there's pluses and minuses. Now the good part is with revisions is it keeps track of everything that you've done since you've started creating the page. So if you want to go back to a previous version, very simple. You just choose which one you want and you can go back. So what we're going to do is I will show you how we do that. Now, another thing, on most themes, revisions is disabled. So to enable revisions, you have to do a little bit of programming. It's only one line, which is no big deal. But you have to go into your wp-config.php file, which is your main configuration file for WordPress. And you actually have to put in a line to enable revisions. Now that's a little bit above the scope of this course, but that's how you would do it. So after you do that, you'll see that revisions is shown in 2 different places. First place you can see it is in the publish meta box here, where it has revisions. It gives the number of revisions, and you can click on browse to look at the different revisions. Or if you scroll almost all the way to the bottom, it lists out the revisions. Now, class 16, that's the user, that's me. How long ago the particular revision was made, and then the date and time that it was made. So as you can see, we have 5 different revisions here. So say for example, you're just not happy with how it was coming out and you just want it to go back to the way it was. Okay, so that's no problem. So the oldest revision here was done 58 minutes ago. So what we can do is we can click on the date and time. And now what will happen is it'll allow you to compare the revision that you're interested in with what's current. But what you have to do is you have to actually check this box to compare any 2 revisions. So now you're comparing one that you did with one that you used to have. Alright, so now you can look at the differences. Any differences are highlighted. So say for example here, in this revision, the word art was misspelled. Okay, so and you look through the differences, there may be a few differences, there may be a lot of differences. So what you want to do is if you want to restore to an old one, you would just go and click on restore this revision. Okay, so now this revision is restored and you would just click on update. Now as you notice, there used to be 5 revisions and now there's 6, but since we reverted back, we still have the previous revisions available. Okay, so that's how you do it with revisions. Now you can have as many revisions as you want. Again, if you have too many of them, it can slow down your site. So you want to, use prudence with that and use caution and use it sparingly, and also depending on the size of your site. So that's how you travel back in time without a flux capacitor or a DeLorean.